I hope you're having a great day. Uh, well, it was about last week, and we had this 75-year-old woman who walked into our office back in Mumbai, and she was going through chemotherapy, 19 cycles of chemotherapy at the age of 75 years. And she didn't know about that because her family had made an informed decision not to let her know that she was going through chemotherapy. And when this lady came into my cabin, she had zero side effects. She was a happy woman. She was glowing. She thought she was going into hospital just to take some multivitamins through an IV when she was actually getting her 19th cycle of chemotherapy with absolutely zero side effects. Absolutely zero side effects. Now, what this teaches us, like several other people who are unaware of the side effects of chemotherapy or what they're going through. The point I'm trying to make is that in today's world where there are dangerous drugs and sickness and deadly diseases like cancer and so many others, there is also so much of fear that exists in our world. And we all understand today that when there is fear, we make decisions from a space of fear. And every decision that's made from a space of fear is usually the wrong decision. Now, from the story of the 75-year-old woman, what we understand is that anyone else who was going through 19 cycles of chemo with awareness and that knowledge would go through some side effects because the human mind knows what to expect. Almost everyone in their mind, they have a mindset that chemotherapy is dangerous, and we know it's dangerous. In its honest attempt to kill the cancer, it is also decreasing the immune system. It's causing inflammation, toxicity in trillions of cells, affecting vital organs and stuff like that. We're aware of that. But what happens when the human mind is unaware of what the possible side effects of a treatment could be? And that's exactly what we saw in that 75-year-old woman. And like her, there are so many people that we've come across in our career who do not even know. We've had people coming from villages where some NGO went to screen them for cancer, and they've been diagnosed with cancer, and the NGO brings them into the city to put them through chemotherapy. These villagers don't even know what cancer is. They don't even know what chemo is. While they're going through the chemo, they're laughing, they're talking, there's no nausea, there's no vomiting. They finish the chemo, they go out shopping, back to their normal lives. So you see, the human mind is so powerful, and what we feed our mind is basically what makes us. So the more fear we feed it with. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be aware of things, but we must be, and we must master control over our minds, because if our minds control us, it controls everything that we have. So this relates to the life around us, and that's why we encourage people to meditate. We encourage people to, observe silence, to reflect, to be more connected with themselves. Most human beings today are disconnected because all the opinions of the world, social media, friends, society, they basically make our mindsets. Now, we are in that kind of world, which is why we need more grounding and more connection with ourselves, because we can get so lost with the information that keeps flowing in from so many different sources into this powerful mind. And then what we start believing is exactly what we become or how our lives take over. So if you believe the treatment is going to kill you, that is exactly what is going to happen. If you believe that you cannot survive from a disease, that is exactly what is going to happen. So our beliefs play a massive role in our healing. So you have medicine on one side and you have your brain and your mindset on the other. You cannot just rely on medicine. I'm not against medicine. We need medicine. Medicine helps people beautifully if it's done the right way. But it's wrong when a person takes a medicine and only believes that the medicine alone is going to heal him or her. That's not going to happen. The medicine is designed to suppress your symptom. Along with medicine is your lifestyle, and bigger than your lifestyle is the belief system or the mindset that you have about the condition that you are going through right now. As children, we're born, we live our lives, we accumulate certain amounts of baggage as we grow up. Some of them are negative, some of them are positive, but baggage is baggage. It weighs us down. And there are adults today who are still struggling with childhood traumas, childhood issues that they're going through. And it's about time that it may be difficult. It may be the most difficult thing that we've gone through, but we need to understand its connection with disease today. We see people in their 60s and 70s who are sick today, and they themselves, through the diagnosis, rooted down to an emotional experience as a child, which they've been unable to come to terms with even 50 to 60 years later. And they know that if they can come to terms with it, they're going to feel better. They know that it's weighing them down. So what I'm trying to say is that beyond medicine, it includes us working with what we've gone through as children and all of that stuff. Now, there are so many people who go through childhood trauma, and there are two choices. We can continue being a victim of what we've gone through, or yes, we sympathize, empathize with everyone who's gone through that, but now it's responsibility and accountability time for us to face that, to deal with it, to accept what we can, let go of what we can. And that's how we need to move on, because as long as we're stuck in a victim mode, okay, disease will continue to consume us. Okay, I'm not here to say that emotions alone has caused your disease, but in most cases today, and even science is linking the cause of most diseases with emotional stress. And the science is, when you're chronically stressed, basically our kidneys adrenaline and cortisol, and because we have more adrenaline and cortisol, what happens is we have an increase in estrogen in our body, which feeds most cancers in a woman. We have a dip in our progesterone, we have a dip in our testosterone. So chronic stress is affecting hormonal balance in the body, and hormonal balance is everything. Without hormones, trillions of cells cannot communicate with one another. So when there's a function, it has to work with communication. So certain genes in our body can be switched off and switched on. All of that is controlled by hormones. All of that is controlled by your DNA, which is in the center of your cell. And that communication between your cell nuclei, okay, and your mitochondria is everything. So literally, we have the ability to turn off a bad gene, and we have the ability to turn on good genes by maintaining the internal environment and the external environment, so the cells have the right communication through hormones, which is why it is so important for us. Take your medicines if you've been prescribed them. But if you think your medicines alone are going to heal you, you are wrong. You will stay in a circle of chronic illness, which sooner or later will consume you. But coming back to the power of your mind, today I was with Dr. Steve. He's a 74-year-old veteran doctor in the US. We spent the entire morning and afternoon together, and he kept repeating how there is medicine and then there is the patient's attitude. So if the patient has an attitude which is negative, that does not want to heal, that does not want to change, that does not want to have faith in the medicine and everything else they're doing, even the medicine cannot help that patient. So you see, there's a chemical and then there's your mind. How do you get both to work together? That is through your belief system. Okay, so today, while we're talking right now, there would be millions of people who are going through chemo, radiation. There would be millions of people across the world who are on heavy medication with side effects. Now, what we have in our hand right now, the ability, is the way we perceive that. So people getting chemotherapy today, you may know the side effects, you may know it's dangerous. Thousands of people would have told you it's bad for you, but you still have to take it. You're in that position. So what's the choice that you're left with? Look at it the good way. Look at it that the chemo is going to go into my system, wipe out the cancer, and keep me healthy. Okay, you have nothing to lose. You're taking the chemo anyway. So you might as well channel all that fear and negative energy into a thought process that your subconscious believes. If you're popping a pill that you know has side effects, okay, don't pop it knowing the side effects. Pop it by telling your mind that this pill is going to heal me and actually make me healthier. So your subconscious mind has the ability to be programmed and programmed and programmed all the time with the thoughts that you feed it. It's your conscious mind, which is logical, rational, that can perceive fear, that can take fear and build it into big stories. So there's the conscious and the subconscious. The subconscious mind is within your control with the words that you say, what you tell yourself, what you call yourself, and how you visualize things. So right now I may take a pill that I have to, and I know it has the side effect, some side effect, but I'm going to take that pill saying that this pill is great for me, it's good for me, okay? You're tricking your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind knows that it isn't, but it's your subconscious mind that controls everything in your body. I always tell people to do the simple lemon exercise. Close your eyes, imagine that you're cutting a really sour, juicy lemon. With your eyes closed, imagine that you're taking that lemon and you're licking it, okay? And then after a while, open your eyes and you'll find that you're already producing saliva. Just the thought of the lemon in your subconscious mind, we know the lemon is sour, has been able to help make your body generate saliva, and after that trigger off 100 other processes in the human body. That is the power of your subconscious mind, and that is what we need to use day on day. Now, when we're addicted to social media, gadgets, television, technology, that disconnects us further from our soul. Let that be in your life, but it is your responsibility to build in that 30 minutes or that 1 hour of silence, of reconnection with yourself, meditation, so that you don't lose yourself in a world of so much of information, so much of fear, and so many opinions. So whatever, you may be in a job that you don't like right now, but if you gotta be there and there's nothing that you can do about it, you need to start thinking that the job is actually good for you and it's gonna help you achieve your dreams. Now that may seem like a lie to the conscious mind, but your subconscious mind begins to believe it, which means you can change the entire biology and chemistry of every cell by just changing that subconscious thought. And when it's time for you to leave the job, leave it. But if you're stuck in a situation, what I'm trying to say is use your subconscious mind to perceive the best out of it, because you don't have a choice. What's the point of being negative in a situation that you cannot get off? You might as well shift that energy into something which is very positive, that your subconscious mind can believe and start working for you. So anyone out there who's sick and going through these things, you have a choice. Okay, you're there right now. Is there anything that you can do? No. You need to take the medication, the chemo? Yes. Okay, next choice, how can I make it the best for me? By visualizing, by telling my mind, my subconscious mind, that this is good for me. It is good for my body. Build a lie to your subconscious mind. You know how they say that when you go on lying, that eventually becomes your truth, because your subconscious mind begins to believe that your lie is the truth. I'm talking about the same thing in a better way. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe